Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming in English this time around. And of course I will show you in this episode 3 different games, which will be Hami, Rolling Sky 3D and Tales of the Orient. My name is Gerald, and as always I have a short little setup here, and I will try to keep it quite short this time, because I'm trying to shorten my videos here, and because of that I'm just showing you what are the different input devices I'm using here. So this is an ARC mouse, which is just a mouse input of course. We will have a Foldable keyboard and for the keyboard input here, and of course we will have, for example, the Xbox One as wireless controller, which will be used in this episode because there is one game where we can play with this, and I will do that then. And all of these are Bluetooth devices, and all of these will be connected to the Lumia 950 XL you can see at this point. And of course this has a Mozo cover added, and the Lumia 950 XL is a Continuum enabled smartphone with an USB-C input plug there. And because of that we can, for example, connect it with this cable here to my display dock, which is at the side here, and the display dock will project the desktop and desktop kind of way of the smartphone to this big TV, and like that we will play different games here. And yeah, I would say let's start with the first game, which will be Hami at this point. And of course, if you want to know more about the input devices and setup and stuff like that, please have a look at the corner there. You will find an info box, and in that info box there is 1 or 2 videos which will show you a little bit more about how the setup works and stuff like that. Yeah, and then let's have a look at the first game I want to show you, which is Hami. So I will go to my all apps list here, and I will of course start up the game, and the game is a small little jump and run. It is one that you cannot play with the Xbox One wireless controller, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, whatever. So we will play it with, for example, the Foldable keyboard in this case. I will just use the arrow keys to show you a little bit around. And to get your mouse pointer you have to click once, and after that you can, for example, use the mouse in this game too. And as you can see, this is more or less your character you're going to play. It's a little bunny more or less, and this little bunny you are going to jump around with in the world in different kind of ways. And all you have to do is to come from one end of the map more or less to the other end of the map. Or better to say, there's always this kind of flag or something which you will have to arrive at, and after that you will have won the level. So just to show you a little bit around, I will start with the first game here. So just you see you have 13 out of 23 levels at the first position there, first part there, and there are more of that. I think I played all the others once, so this is not the first one, but probably the 13th level now. Let's see. I will just go to play here, and I'm not sure at the moment which it is, but you can see this is our little bunny, and as you can see it's really pretty cute, and the graphics are really nicely done. I like them. And you can just jump around here, so jump over different parts here, and I think this is the first level. Well, not really, it's the 13th level, sorry, didn't see that. And as you can see, you just have to be aware where to jump at. You have different obstacles in your way, of course, and there will be a few enemies too, but you will not die from one hit of an enemy or something, but you have some kind of a health bar at this point, which is very helpful if you ask me. And one thing you have to know is that if you, for example, jump with the bunny, or Hami, that's the name of the bunny of course, you will automatically go forward. This means if you jump, for example, from one point to another, and the other point is really nearby more or less, at least concerning the horizontal distance here, then you will, for example, just die because you are just going down there. And this is a little bit hard to play for me, for example, but I think this is all what that the game is about, and because of that you should have a really good look at that. As you can see, we can, for example, connect these coins. These coins are going to help us with the next, or with the final exam, or however you want to call that, where you will have more or less a grade for what you did in this level. And there is our banner there, and we just have to get that. And as you can see, we have collected 3 of the coins, and because of that we get 3 of the, or 4 of the coins in this game. And because of that we get all the different stars here, and our grade for this level is quite high. And this is more or less all that is about Hami here, so you just have to go through different levels, jump around, try to not drop to the death, of course. And yeah, you can die from enemies, but it's really not very threatening or something. If there is an enemy, for example, there are some kind of small trolls or I don't know, dwarfs maybe, or something like that, which will come into your way and you have to over jump them or something. But I think you can't even kill them or something. You just jump around them, try to avoid them, and like that you will win the game more or less. And it's really not too hard to play this game, and like that, just have a look at it. It really is fun to play, and I really like it because the drawings are that cute, and it really is something you can play in any kind of age level or whatever. There is really no limit to play this. Okay, so I think there is not much more to show you here. You can, for example, go to the menu now, of course, and we could have a look at, for example, the ads here. You can deactivate stuff, and there's some kind of a virtual reality mode in this game. I'm not sure what that is about. Didn't test it till now. Maybe I will. I have my Taratech headset here, so maybe I will try that out and show you a little bit about that in the next special episode or something. I'm not sure, but till now can't show you much about that because we are just in this format here and you are looking at me like this. And like that, it's not going to happen in this way here. Okay, so let's leave this and go to the second game I want to show you. And the second game is called Rolling Sky 3D, and this is a game which can be played with the Xbox One as wireless controller, so keep your controller around, or the gamepad you have at your hand to play this. Of course you can play this with a keyboard, for example, too, or with touch styles and stuff like that, but I would use, for example, the Xbox One as wireless controller if you have a gamepad, because it's really fun to play it with that. Okay, so let's click on our start menu here and go to the Rolling Sky 3D. We don't have to search for that because I just installed it. And as you can see, my controller is connected, so I hope I can play it now with that. Just to let you know, you need a mouse anyway, because you have to click through the menu before you can play, and for that you need your mouse, but after that you can just use the little handle here, so the one joystick at this point can be used to go through this whole game. It's a little small 3D game with really very stylized 3D objects in here, so let's click on that. And now it will load a little bit, and after that we can start with that. As you can see, you have this little ball, and all you have to do now is you have to avoid stuff like that. So just try to drive around the obstacles you will face in this game. You can, for example, get these kind of crystals. I'm not exactly so sure what I can do with them then, but this is more or less what you have to do. It's quite fast, so be aware that you really have to steer a lot in this game. So starting will be done by clicking on one of the buttons for the first time, for example by putting it at start. And after that I just have to go around, and you will find different positions here and different stuff, if you are not dropping to your death, of course. And you will find different stuff which is going to happen here, like for example bouncy stuff. There will be some kind of hammers which are trying to hit you and stuff like that. The bad thing about it is it's going to have a little bit of advertisement in between. It's not that annoying, but you have to go through this. You can't, for example, just click this away, which is a little bit unfortunate, but whatever. It should be bearable because it's just a nice little game, and if you lost, you have to suffer for something, right? And because of that, this is your suffering now. Okay, after that we can just replay this, so close it, or not replay, but restart the game, of course. As you can see, you can always check how far you've gone with this little indicator here. So we have 16% of the first level at this point. And of course we can, for example, collect different stuff here. We can get rid of ads if you want to pay for the game. I don't know how much it is. Maybe it's quite whatever. Maybe it's really important or something you should consider if you like this game very much, because otherwise you will have all the time this annoying little advertisements there. But in the end, it's quite a nice game, and if you like to play with the Xbox One wireless controller, for example, or one of the gamepads you have at home, which are of course compatible with Continuum gaming stuff here, then it's really a nice little thing to play here. So here you can see it again. I will just restart it, go through it, and try to play it again. It's quite hard because it's really a fast game, and as soon as you hit something, you will lose this. And again, we have some kind of this little advertisement, as you can see. It's really quite annoying if you're not buying this game. So think about it. But this is more or less what you can do here, and this is the Xbox One wireless controller game I wanted to show you in this case. As I said before, you may want to get rid of the advertisements here because it's really annoying from some start on. And as always, it's going to be worse if you are playing this longer. So for the first time, or the first couple of times, you will not see any kind of advertisements then, but it will start at the stuff after that. But still a nice little game, and especially if you are into the controller and you want a very fast-paced game, this one might be quite interesting for you. So let's get rid of that, and I would say we will try it again. As you can see here, for example, is some kind of a squishy stuff, so it's trying to crush you under it. And there are different other things. So, for example, as you can see here, you will have some kind of platforms which will go away, just drop to the ground or something, or wherever. And there will, for example, be some which are flipping around. There's a hammer trying to hit you, and different other kind of obstacles. Let's try it once more, just to see if I can show you a little bit more about that. And of course, this kind of wall types there, which are going up, for example, will be here there too. And I just dropped around. There is, for example, this kind of hammer style, and after that there will be more of the obstacles there, but I will just get rid of this game now because I don't want you to watch all the advertisement here with me. And yeah, if you like that game, please let me know. For me, it's a little bit too much of advertisement, but the game itself is quite fun and you should try to play it. Yeah, and the last game I want to show you is Tales of the Orient. And this is quite an interesting game for different reasons. Let's have a look at it together. First off, I thought it would be some kind of an adventure game or something like that. But it really is not. It's looking quite like that, but it is more about a very, very interesting approach to the old, 3 wins game. Don't know if it's called like that. It just means that you combine different symbols, for example, with each other, and if they are, for example, in a row, you get some kind of points and stuff like that. But this one is not exactly only this, so it's not just another poorly done, for example, a Candy Crush candidate or something like that, but it really has some kind of a story around it. It's Tales of the Orient, the Rising Sun. I really like the approach here. You have different play modes which are really interesting. You can for example choose your own play modes and stuff like that. We will just have a look at that, and I will show you the overall story around it. It's really nicely done, and you should try it if you like this kind of game at least. So let's go here, and we can have a short look in the options here. As you can see, we have music options, we have possibilities to show help and other stuff. There are different languages you can play this with, and there is this play mode, so if you want it to be hard or if you want it to be just more or less relaxed and play around with it. It's all about you, what you want to play here. And it really is nicely done. They really had someone here which tried to create a nice game, and you really feel that in the game itself. So this is really something I would recommend you to play if you like this kind of game. Of course, if you are not into this kind of casual gaming or stuff like that, you just don't have to bother with it. As you can hear, we have a nice little music or soundtrack in the background here too. So really nicely done. I will now just change my player. Or, I think I already did that. But let's do it anyway. I will just change my player. I will go to new at this point, and I will just create a new one. I already used Fuhur and Fuhur CG, so I will just use Fuhur Continuum. Gaming in this point, and just hit OK for that. Now you have to choose if you want to play the hard mode or the relaxed mode. I will use the relaxed mode to show you stuff here, and now let's start with it. Just to let you know, we are going to have an intro here. I want you to show you or to watch this intro, because it's really a nice story around it which makes this game a really nice game. So click on play here. After that it will be loading, and let's watch what's going on here.
Civil war has broken out in Japan. Imperial soldiers have swept through the villages, destroying everything in their path. No one was spared. The old, the young, the women and children. Many innocents have died. Many have fled. But not us. We are the geishas. We are the guardians of art, music, and culture. And we chose to stand against the darkness, against the forces of evil that may break our bones, but cannot break our spirit. And we are not alone. The noble samurai warriors, recognizing our courage, have come to our aid. Together, we will return life and light to the people. The world will know the true power of these ancient cultures and our pure hearts and souls. The people are hungry and desperate. We must restore hope to their hearts. A new dawn is breaking. Now we must make a new start.
Yeah, and there you have it. So it's all about Japan. I'm not sure why this game is called Tales of the Orient at all, but maybe it's going to be after a while, so that you are, for example, going to Persia or something like that. I'm not sure. But this is more or less the game entry and the story around it. So we are geishas more or less, and we try to create a new village here, and we have to think about how to do that, and for that we need to build stuff and like that. This is more or less a game with building elements, with three winds elements and stuff like that. So it's really quite interesting to play. This is our one of our helpers, of course, a samurai. So some kind of a warrior here, which will help us to overcome the obstacles and just to create a new parts here, or different parts of the village here. So let's start with that. The first thing we want to do is we need wood. So somewhere we need to process wood, and because of that we will have to build one now. So, and the first thing we have to do is we want to play here. And the first thing you are going to do now is more or less the playing of one of the easiest levels here for 3 wins at least at this point. I'm not sure if there are going to be other games or stuff like that, but this is the first one. And you can choose which kind of play style you prefer for this. So this is quite interesting. You can, for example, choose the exchange mode more or less. So if you want to get rid of different parts there because they are not what you want there, you can change them. This is more or less the option where you can just switch different icons with each other to create, for example, 3 in a row or something like that. Then there is this gaming mode where you just have to draw more or less a line over the parts you want to get rid of. They have to be from the same kind, and like that you can play it this way. And there's another game mode where you just click on one of the connected icons there. So if there are different icons available which are in a row or some kind of connection in between, you can play this game mode. So whichever you prefer, just use it here, because it's really going to be what you want to play here. And as you can see, we have different icons here already as our aim here. So the target is, or the aim is, to, for example, kill 15 of the bonsai icons or destroy them, whatever. They are going to vanish then. And there will be this kind of other stuff here, geishas, and of course gold. Gold is what you are going to need here, or what you are going to try to get rid of here, because you want to collect that, of course. And if you collected that, then you are going to have some kind of money to build up the village you are trying to build up here. So I will just use this, of course, now, and just go to the real game here. And as you can see, this is more or less what you are already knowing from different games. We have the help enabled, so we will get a lot of info at the start here. And this is normal, just keep it like that. It's just a tutorial, more or less, which is giving you some kind of information what's going on here. And as you can see, I already know about that, so I don't have to have a look at that now. But there are different options here, some not available in the Continuum version, but I don't see why you need them anyway. So for example, zooming or something, there's no need to do that at the moment. So just try to, let's play this. And as you can see, we have this kind of connection mode, so we just click on something and the group will be deleted then, or will be collected, whatever is happening to them then. And as you can see, there is no limit to how many of them are there. So just click on them and you just have to play it like that. And this is more or less, yeah, what you already know. But there is more to it, and I, for example, really like the way this is handled here. For example, if I click on this, I can just throw around the whole play field here and just play it in a different way, and like that, for example, create new connections here. And if I, for example, just don't see stuff because it's just not in my mind to see it like this, I just turn it around for a couple of times, and probably I will then see what's going on. I like this kind of little addition here to this game. And there is this shuffling mode, more or less. So if you, for example, can't really play, I don't know, there is no more option to get a new group or something, you just click on this shuffling mode and it will be reshuffled again. There are, of course, some kind of extra gadgets here. For example, this bomb, which will just destroy a lot of the things around it, as you can see. And those will be created from collecting or putting together different kind of this things here. And if they are enough to be noteworthy or whatever, noteworthy, then you will see it and you will get this kind of additional power-ups or whatever you want to call them. And of course, don't forget that we have some kind of a little a little aim here. So we need to collect different parts here. Let's start with that. Of course you have to collect these gold plates, and because of that you should have a look at that. As you can see, we have the letter stuff here, so the paper stuff. Paper rolls are already done, and you get some kind of help if you don't play along very fast and stuff like that. It's really nicely done, I like it. And yeah, now just try to collect enough of this. There's another aim we already got now. And just try to collect enough of this to get what we need here. And of course we need to get the gold plates at this point, which is the hardest one if you ask me, because I have to be on that, and if I, for example, then collect some kind of icon, they will be dissolved there. But it's really quite hard to get all of them, just because you're killing a lot of the stuff. And I'm not sure what's happening if, for example, there's no more space left here or something. So probably that will let you lose the game too. Didn't play it better now till then, because it's quite easy at some first levels to not come into that problem. But it may happen after a while at least. And if you play this long enough, you will. I hope I can show it to you, and we are not going to waste too much of your time here. But if, for example, you get this, then you will come to the overview again, and you will be able to, for example, build your first buildings and stuff like that. It's really nicely done, and the whole story around it is really a nice thing. So let's see if we can show you that. At the moment it's a little bit hard, so just let's try it like that. Because, for example, it's very hard to get all the different things collected at this point. And as you can see, at this point I would have to wait for a lot of them to build up to that point. But I can just turn it around like that. It's probably much easier to get all the stuff done there. We will see if it's really the case like that. But yeah, it's some kind of a nice little level boost, or whatever you want to call it. Now I have a little bit of a problem to see where I can find at least 3 of them. Maybe I have to turn it again so that we get different collections here. Probably I did just lose this game, I'm not sure about it now. Let's see. We can of course just hit V, so shuffle mode, and with shuffling this should be easy to do, of course. Okay, there was one. Let's see what we can do additional to that here. Yeah, with shuffling this should be easy to solve now. Let's see. At least it's, if I can, for example, get this last plate here, we should be through this game. But we will see if it's happening or not. Let's turn it around again, and as you can see we can just do it like that. We have all the aims now, and as you can see we have collected some kind of gold here with that, because we got this gold plates. And of course we have the relaxed mode. Because of the relaxed mode we can use as many of turns and clicks as we want. If you are playing the hard mode, for example, you will be limited in this kind of way that you are not allowed to play all the different turns you want here, but there's just a limit to that, and after that you will lose. I'm playing this in the relaxed mode, so we don't have this problem now, and now I will show you what's happening after that. So now we are able to do something with our first village here, or with our village here, and we can just build, for example, this first one. As you can see, we have 1,400 gold, and with 1,400 gold we can just create or buy our first building here, which will be for processing halls, of course. And after that we can additional to that we get, for example, some new super moves. So this kind of super moves or additional power-ups, whatever you want to call it, are shown at the left here. So you may have seen that there are different chains, for example, there around some kind of an icon, and you can just get those by building up buildings and trying to do this stuff like that. So just wait for it to be built up, and after that you are now a little bit further around, or a little bit further on the way to create your first village at this point. And now just play along, do different games here and try to solve them to get more and more of the gold to create your village here. And this is more or less the game. It really is a nice one. I like this turning around if something is not going like you want it to be. And I really like that you can, for example, shuffle the stuff around, and the whole story around it is really nicely done. I would recommend you to play this. It's really a nice game, and let's have a look at that. So, I think we are through this episode now. So, I hope you had fun with this. If you have any kind of comments or questions or whatever, please don't hesitate to write them down below. Of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like, give it a thumbs down. It's up to you. And then, if you want to, for example, subscribe to this, please have a look at the subscribe button, of course, and maybe the bell button if you want to be alerted about new videos I'm uploading. In general, each weekend, probably on Saturday or Sunday, I'm not sure, a new episode will be up, and there you will of course see a lot of different games for Continuum and Windows devices to play on, and just have a look and see if something is there that you really like about that. So I hope you had fun with this. Have a nice day, have a nice week. We will see you in the next episode, and see you soon. Bye!